Oh, hasn't this all changed?
Yeah, it's changed.
We used to have the cigarettes over this side here.
The fruit.
The chocolates down here. The till.
That's right,
here.
the till was there.
And then what about the 1 and 2 cent lollies here for 10 cents worth of lollies, and you'd be getting a bag full.
Yeah, a bag full. You used to be able to get 16 chocolate bullets for 1 penny. Used to drive us mad.
Or it was quite easy to serve the customers, you know. You give them tell them the menu. We didn't give them the menu. We didn't have one. You had to recite the menu to them. Some would laugh, and some of them were quite nice about it, wouldn't they?
We sort of just worked in together, you know. We just
shared what
knew
one wasn't doing, the other one did.
Yeah.
But you didn't stand and talk to one another because you
just
didn't have
knew.
the time.
You just sort of knew what you had to do.
You know, when it was busy.
The jukebox was here, and the kids used to come in of a Friday, put their money into the little slot to pick out their records, and they'd, you know, press the thing up and get it all worked out, and then they'd come and sit at the tables here and listen to them. Some of them would be singing it, and others would be, you know, digging to it. The kids used to go to the pictures Friday night, and used to come down here for after matinee, you know, when the half-time sort of thing, have a milkshake and what have you, then go back up, and if they didn't have to catch the bus or their car home, they'd come back down and have a cup of tea and toasted sandwiches or something before they went home. Well, 99% of them came here, whether it was because they didn't feel welcome in the other places or not.
They didn't like to go in there.
They always used to come here. Mum always joined in, and so did Dad, you know, and he was very, very placid man, you know. He used to go cook sometimes if somebody played up, but they used to listen. But Dad was always the same to everybody, really.
And so that's sort of the way that we've been brought up in that sort of era, you know, that you do with everything with a family. It's
you help one another.
All family.
It doesn't matter what colour you are, it doesn't make any difference. You still come from the same place and you still go back to the same place, so it doesn't matter, does it really? The kitchen hasn't changed much, has it really? It's still got all the things in it. We'd have scones cooked in the oven, the fuel stove. We'd have sausages and eggs, ham and eggs, and fish and chips in the fryer. And they always used to come down and yak to Mum and tell her the sad story and all the rest of it, and Mum would help them out and give them a bit of advice and all that sort of thing, wouldn't she, sis? Yeah. And Ernie Briley used to come down to the kitchen.
Yeah, and what about when Lionel Monty would come in the shop?
Oh, yeah. He
and
always come
the police would be outside, you know, more or less waiting to grab them.
Yeah.
You tell that.
But he'd come and sit down in the kitchen until they were gone.
And the police said to Mum, have you got any Aborigines down here? Mum said, I haven't seen any. And of course, when the police walked out, Mum said to them, get out the back gate and go home. So they used to get out the back gate and go home. Oh, if somebody came in with a guitar or something like that, they'd give us a sing-song, you know, and we'd have a bit of a dance around or something like that, and it was thoroughly enjoyable. Mum used to play the violin and give us a bit of a tune sometimes on that, and poor old Dad couldn't play anything.
And we'd say, well, you can sing, Dad, and Dad used to say, I can't sing. Well, there must be some song. He said, yes, I do know one song. From Wimbledon to Wobbleton it's 14 miles, and from Wobbleton to Wimbledon it's 14 miles. And that was the effort. On the last day of closing the shop, it was very traumatic for us because, well, you know, I suppose it was sad in a way because it was an era of our lives that was finished, I suppose you could say.
And Mum never really wanted us to ever sell the place because the family were always together, you know, close to its family. Nobody ever wanted us to sell. All the people, all the hippies, the whole lot of them. Why?
It'll never be the same.
It'll never be the same. And they still say it to us. Why haven't you still got that shop? We miss it so much.
We miss you, we miss you. I haven't seen you for ages. I said, well, I don't come to town like I used to.
No,
and they all say to us when we ever see anybody, oh, we miss the hamburgers.
Oh, yes. I said to Ronnie Callaghan one day, if I hear you say the hamburger once more, I'm going to scream.
It's the time that I'll never forget in my life, you know. Well, I met my wife there, and and probably the best thing that ever happened to me in my life, sort of thing, you know.
Yeah, I was home this Friday. We were living then in Maria with my auntie. And Nancy come home. She went uptown like in the morning. She come home. She said, "Oh, Liddy, there's a good sword in town." I said, "Oh, yeah." And she come along with the lad, and he had a black and white striped cardigan on. And everyone would notice him because he'd make sure of that when he'd walk into the cafe.
What are you making out?
But that's when that's first time I saw him. And I thought he's a real show off.
I went into Price's Cafe and I seen this real good looking chick there, and I said, that's your sister, Jim? And I said, yeah. I said, and I had to tighten up me buttons and that because my heart was jumping out for her and all this stuff. But we got on all right and pretty good and talking, and I told her all about myself, you know.
Oh, did he? What?
Yeah, well, that's what I say. Price's Cafe, #1 for me.